S pronunciation. And there are 3 different ways to pronounce yes. And it all depends on what sound the noun finishes with. Not the letter, the sound. We have to practice our ear too. That's very important. So now, in this case, let's look at the 3 different rules. There are 3 different ways to pronounce the S. The first one, and the simplest, is the simple S sound, which we are going to use with words that end with the sound of P, K, and T. That's your first exception. Let's keep it simple. P, K, T. For example, book ends in K, and when we make the plural, we add the S, and we sound the S like it sounds, a blown S. Books. Okay? Good. Let's look at another example. Hat. Hat finishes with a T, which we have a T here. And the T is going to give us the S sound. Again, hat. Hats. Very well. Now to go with P, I'm thinking of a pop. It could be a soda or a popsicle. We use that a lot in the U.S. pop. And with a P, and to make the S, the plural, we have the S, and it sounds pops. Okay? Repeat with me one time. Let's practice just one round here. Book, books. Hat, hats. Pop, pops. Very well. Second rule. Second rule we have here is the IZ sound. When do we use the IZ sound? The IZ sound is used when the word finishes with a non-voiced sound, which is used when we blow out air. And in this case, the soundings are the following. When a word ends in the sound with an S, CH, SH, CH, X, Z. Okay, now, if the word ends in one of these sounds, we need to add ES for the plural. For example, watch. Singular. Watch ends in this sound. How do we make it plural? We add ES. How do we pronounce? Watch, and then we put the IZ. This is the pronunciation. Be careful. This is the way we write. This is the way we pronounce. Listen. Watches. It's an extra syllable. Okay? Now, what about a word that ends with S? Good example here. Dress. My wife has many dresses. In this case, to make it plural, we need to add the ES. And then the pronunciation changes with an extra syllable. Dresses. Yes, it sounds like it's a repeated, but that's the correct pronunciation. Watches. Dresses. Okay? How about with an X? A box. Box. Singular. To make it plural, we have ES, and the correct pronunciation is boxes. This takes some practice, but we need to be careful, and we need to pronounce correctly. I'm going to stop with those examples. I don't want to give you too many. Let's look at the last one. The last one, which is all the rest of the sounds that we use when we finish a word. And I'm just going to put a few as an example. And this is the Z sound. We use vowel sounds. And then we have the B, the L, the V, the R, the M, the it, etc., except for these exceptions. Let's look at some examples. A vowel sound, for example, shoe. A shoe ends in a vowel sound, oo, shoe. To make it plural, we add yes. Pronunciation is this way. Shoes. Shoes. We make that little z sound at the end, okay? And it is important. Another example. Let's look at an example with an R. Sweater. Pardon me, mistake here. Sweater. ends with an R to make plural. We add the S. Pronunciation is sweaters. Here we also have the letter G. Right now I thought of earring. Earring. Pardon me, it's one R. Earring. Earring. Plural, we have the S. And we have the sound earrings. I put a double R here because it stands out. Earrings. Again, this is pronunciation. Okay? Very well. We'll stop.